This is the BDF Podcast number 10. What's up, savages? I'm here. This is Chemo. I'm here with VD, JP, and we got our special guest from El Triunfo. Is that how you pronounce that right?
That's correct. El Triunfo Corporation.
And Triunfo Corporation, my man Carlos. He's putting it down. You got any questions about taxes and stuff like that? Anything at all as far as business? We're here in his office. Great place. He has a nice place in Santa Ana. Check it out. We're here to talk about some stuff with him. Listen, learn, like, share.
So, Carlos, how did you get El Triunfo? Where did it come from? Where did the name come from?
El Triunfo comes from a small city town, my actually hometown in Ecuador. It is 60 kilometers from Guayaquil. It's a small 60,000 people. It's a beautiful banana country, we can say. We have a big production of banana. That's where El Triunfo comes from.
Oh, wow. And so what does it mean? What does the word El Triunfo come? What does it mean?
El Triunfo means triumph. And when I came up with a name for my business, because we help a small business to come up with a new idea, a new solution to grow their business, I say, El Triunfo, that makes sense, so we can be a champion here in the United States.
Okay. And how long have you been in business?
I opened in 2008, and they've been wonderful years at helping hundreds of small businesses in Southern California, and now we are branching out to not just Southern California, throughout the United States.
Really? So you're nationwide right now?
But yes, I have clients now in New York, in Texas, and in California.
Nice. Okay.
Since I just jumped in there real quick, Carlos. Also, I've noticed that you are branching out. I mean, just in the last year, I want to say, I know I've seen you on Univision. I've seen a lot of different interviews with you on Univision. So I know that you have a big, Latin community, following as well. So how does it work? Do you have more of a specific community, or are you branching out, more and more into every type of community? Now, what have you been seeing as far as your business? Who is it drawing more?
The main focus is to help the Hispanic community, but we have the old type of community that we are helping. And we notice that not just the Hispanic they need help, they also African American, Asians, and all the community that need help in Orange County right now. We are helping them, and that's what we saw that is growing also in Texas and New York, because they need help too. So the small business, they need a financial advisor, they need a business consultant to make sure they have all the stuff in place and also make the business grow.
Okay. And I know you started business in 2008. Why did you want to start your own business?
The beauty of the real estate recession in 2007, 2008, I was an accountant helping my uncle with their business for about 10 years. And the business got to the top of the world in those years. And when the recession really hit us first, and we got in a position to say, I continue being an accountant for a real estate company that's going south, or should I still help a small business to get their business situated? And I opened pretty much in the worst situation in the market in United States, but actually was the best blessing, because that was starting from scratch. The very first day that I opened my business, I had my first client. I was working from in the corner of Grand and 17 and in the Starbucks, and that's how I got my first client. And since then, we've been helping small businesses to have their business in place and making them grow.
And how many small businesses are you helping right now, roughly? Because I know you probably have tons every single day. So roughly, how many small businesses?
So I think on my database last time I checked, it was over 1,500 small business.
Wow, that is a big accomplishment. My hat's off to you on that.
Oh, thank you so much. And most of the businesses are Hispanic, like we discussed that before, but there are businesses that start from the scratch too. There are one that started with zero, and now they're selling over $18 million in revenue.
So you really, I mean, just from, I want to talk from a personal experience with you and how you've helped my business from scratch. So I'm not just one saying, yeah, you do all this and that. We are a living, business that's still, what is it, going on 3 years now that we've been in business, and I know we've been growing with you, and we're getting ready to launch our next business with you. Just from what I've seen, that you've been able to help us. Like you said, you've gotten our business in order. You've laid it all out. We made a lot of mistakes. You've corrected them. And I want to thank you for that. But that just goes to show that you have this way of, you know, building a trust with people and really putting their business into perspective, getting it, down from A to Z. That's what I really like. And I see that you've launched your recent app. It was kind of funny that we actually just logged in today. You've been trying to get me to log into your app for the longest, and I haven't. And just logging into it today and seeing how easy it is to just view your taxes, see when your paycheck is, coming up, being able to apply just your every day to day, business tasks and have them in order. I think it's you create such a convenience for people, and the way you're able to help them manage their business. I mean, I'm not the smartest guy when it comes to business. You know, as you can see, I have a lot of questions for you, but you make it so easy for me to access, where a lot of my questions are being answered right off of your website and app.
Yes, the technology helps a lot right now for the small businesses, and we are focusing 100% on how to improve the life and of the person and also the business cycle to make sure they get all the answer, all the questions on the spot. So you don't have to wait until I open my business on Monday, or working on late afternoon on Saturday. And you want to get an answer on the spot. So that's why we create this website that help you every single step of the way. The website is www.eltriunfo.com, ELTRIUNFO.com. And also we have this app. And the app, it will help you to have everything organized. You will have your personal taxes, your corporate taxes, payroll, all W4 information, anything that you need on the spot, you can get it right there. A lot of my clients, when they're trying to buy a house or they're trying to refinance, or get a new loan for the business, they get the taxes on the spot so they can show it to the loan officer and they know what they're doing. So that will make more convenience, and you will show all the professionalism ready for the loan officer. And the banks seems to be impressed, and they say that now that your business is organized, so you can get the loan.
Exactly. And I think that's the biggest thing here is that, and I feel that's why you've found so much success with all these businesses, is because people have a, let's say, a great business idea. They start their business, or they have their business and running, but then obviously we have our best friend, the IRS, that for some reason finds a way to nitpick at all of our numbers or the way we're laying out things. And obviously, a lot of small businesses don't have things in order. And I think that's the biggest problem. And then that's when we run into the hardships, into the problems. Why isn't this, Lorraine? What are these numbers showing up from last year? And then, oh, what, you didn't pay taxes on that? And obviously, Uncle Sam never forgets that we didn't pay our taxes. So I feel personally, like, just what I've been seeing and the way you've been again laying out our business. If you do have a small business out there and you have questions, if you have a current accountant and you feel like your numbers aren't being filed properly, please check out El Triunfo Corporation. I feel right now by far is one of the best companies out there for small businesses. You guys got to really check them out. And I think maybe even if you're a large business, a bigger corporation, I'm pretty sure Carlos can help you out. Any questions? Please, you guys, come check him out. Come check him out. He really knows what he's doing. He's helped us out tremendously here at Bring the Fire with our business. So you're getting it from someone that's actually applying this to their business. We're not just somebody trying to sell somebody's business. No, man, you guys really need to check him out. So, Vince, I know you had a couple of questions that you wanted to ask Carlos.
Yeah, I not only that you run your own business, you play soccer.
Yes.
What else do you do?
I have a lot of fun with my family too. I have three daughters
Oh,
and a
no.
dog, and
Oh, my
now one is
gosh.
coming.
Oh,
Boy or girl?
I don't know. Hopefully, it's a boy.
congratulations
you,
for that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
you're trying to get the number four as a boy?
Yes.
You got to talk to Gabe.
Yes.
Or John.
Oh, John.
Yeah,
John has four
Yeah, I
boys.
got four
Gabe
boys.
has a boy and a girl. So they have secret
Techniques.
techniques. There you go.
He was talking about the song, a special technique for Chinese people.
Asian, it's the Chinese. What is it? What is those? The Chinese traditions. What is? Oh my gosh, I can't think of it at the top of my head. Chinese proverbs.
Proverbs.
Yes.
Chinese proverbs.
Yes.
The secret technique.
Yeah, the secret technique.
Does your daughter play soccer too?
Not yet, but she love to watch it with me. Say, oh no, I love Barcelona. She say now. She knows now the players. So Daddy, soccer again Saturday morning.
What's her like? Do you dribble with her? Do you play with her in the backyard?
Yeah, I usually go directly to the park and the soccer because they usually dads that we are over 30s now. They take their daughters and their son to the soccer field.
Yeah.
They just play around the kids. It is fun to have also good time fun with the family.
Okay. Do you play every weekend?
Every Saturday
Oh wow!
Yeah.
On a team, on a league.
on a team, yeah, that also Triunfo sponsor the soccer.
Oh,
The
nice,
soccer team.
nice.
Yeah, so we are helping not just the business owner, also to promote the sport in the community.
That's good. That's good. Now you were mentioning that you helped the business start from 0 to 18 million. What are some of the things that they did to become successful that you saw?
The very first thing you need to put in mind is you need to organize your numbers. If your numbers that are not in the right place, you're gonna get a lot of issues. So that's the very first thing. And the second part is to have all the paperwork in order. When I say paperwork, that means set it up your corporation since the beginning. Don't wait until say 1 year or 2 years. Say, oh, now is the time. The time is to do it when you're separating out the business. When you start from zero, that's the best day when you do it. And the third part is to make sure how to create your business plan. You can have a great idea, but you need your business plans in order so you can see exactly what are you going to do next. It's kind of when you're building a house. If the very first thing you need to get the land, and the next thing you get the architect and make sure lay out all the rooms and the kitchen and the living room and all the stuff, and then you need to find somebody who's going to build it. If you don't find that specific engineer in this situation, will be El Triunfo to help you grow your business. Your business most likely is not going to take that construction right away. It will take a little bit longer, but with us, you make it a little bit faster.
Okay, so what are some of the services you offer besides accounting, besides payroll, besides being a business consultant? What else do you offer?
We also help with the insurance because all the business they need their business insurance and the workers' comp because there is so many people that are suing small businesses, and that usually is a bad thing for a small business not to have the correct insurance. And another section that we help small businesses is the financial services because when you start making the money, like John was saying, the IRS, that's the best business advisor you have. They say, if you don't spend it, you don't invest it, I will get my money. That's the Uncle Sam right next to you. It's your best business partner or consultant, I say, because I say, I know how to invest it or expend it for you. So we don't want to give the money to the IRS. There is hundreds of different ways how you can do better things for yourself and for your business in a legal way. So we help them with the financial services in that situation. And also with the business coaching, make sure that you have the right advice, the right moment. So there is no time for waiting for a right consulting.
I mean, I know one thing that we made all the mistakes, and you probably seen us, and you're like, man, you're shaking your head when you look at us, and man, bring the fire. You guys did all the mistakes. You guys are just sloppy over the place, right? But what are some of the things that you notice about business that fail within the first 3 to 5 years, like, or within the first 5 years that they fail at business? What do you see? What are some of the mistakes, or the biggest mistakes that you see?
The biggest mistake that I see, they say, oh, I can have one of my family members to help me with the books. I can do my books on QuickBooks. I can do all the numbers directly with my sister or somebody, or the business owner starting to do their own books. And that's usually mistake number one. Because if you don't have your books in place, that will create all sorts of problems. And Another issue that we see probably with the Bring the Fire, we can make actually a book about it. Bring the fire. Don't do this mistake. That's coming up actually during fall 2016. No, no, that book is not coming out. That is Bring the Fire is actually cleaning up their stuff. Coming up in a really good situation. Another very common mistake is not asking for advice. Not asking for advice is kind of when you go to the doctor and say, "Oh, long time without see you. Thank you for saying goodbye," because it's going straight to the cemetery. So you have to check it out, your business, in a regular basis. This is the time to do the taxes. It's the time to file the taxes. That doesn't mean you have to do the numbers now. The numbers needs to be get done on a monthly basis, so you know exactly where you're heading to. If you are selling or you're not selling, and how to reduce the costs or how to make the right business decision. But don't wait to April to do your taxes. You have to do thinking about it, how to get all the taxes situation in January, February, all the way to December. So that's the best thing that I can say that to you. Get the numbers situated on a monthly basis.
So, being in business since 2008 and really seeing the growth of your company, because I've seen that in the last few years, I've seen the growth of your company as well. When you, I mean, this building right here that you had, you rented an office here at one time, right?
That's correct, and we bought it 2 years ago.
Okay, 2 years, and you renovated it super nice, clean. And then we're sitting here in your office, and you have like 3 monitors, and it's all
Four.
touchscreen,
Yeah, there are four monitor with touch screen.
and it's all high tech. So, I mean, I enjoy your growth. One of
Thank you.
what is one of the biggest things like for business, like that your growth is is congruent to the growth of all your clients, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And one of the things that I always thinking about it when we're doing helping the small businesses is how I can show them that actually I'm really growing at the same time they're growing their business. Because my main focus is to help all these small businesses to grow their business and also grow their family wealth. It's not just making more money; it's actually saving that money so they can have a better retirement. And we invest a lot of money and we invest a lot of in technology and also the human capital. We're hiring more people right now. We have 10 staff that are working full time, and we are actually looking for more people that are trying to join our team. And that's the main goal, to help more people as doing the right things and the right time.
What are some of the best marketing strategies you can think of as a consultant for companies?
For a mark in what situation?
Like companies, just companies out there that are starting, that are in business now, that are they're just like on a standstill, they're flatlining. What are some of the marketing strategies you would recommend them?
The marketing strategy right now is always if we will focus on the social media, because social media and the YouTube and all the stuff that are helping small businesses is really convenience, and your business can really launch up in no time. You can set it up your domain, you can set it up your corporation in 24 hours, get your Facebook and YouTube and all the social media up and running in also in less than 24 hours, and you can start making money. You don't need to invest a lot of money to have your business. It's just to create something that makes sense for the consumers. If you have an idea and you're always thinking about it, say, oh, I'm waiting for to get more money, I'm waiting for get along, or I'm waiting for some other business advisors or business partner to put the money in, you're never going to launch your business. The time and the day to open your business is today. If you are ready and you have something in mind, this is the time. Just do it.
Okay, and I'm looking over your shoulder and I see a shelf full of books. What is your favorite book on there?
My favorite book is From Good to Great.
Okay, who's that by?
It's the by Jim something. I don't remember exactly the last name of the guy. Did a research about how good companies can become great companies. Because you can have a good life, but it's not the same if you have a great life. It is how you change the mentality to be just a standard guy and to be a successful guy.
So, what are some of the nuggets in that book that you would suggest? Some of the books that you remember are top of your head.
The negative about that book or the
Yeah.
different books?
No,
Oh, yeah.
nuggets.
Yeah, nuggets from that
Nuggets
book.
out of the book. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Just always You always have to think about how to be a successful business or a successful person is do the research and understand exactly what make you great, not just good. That's actually it can be the best thing. Say always thinking about it. Say how I can be somebody better and giving more to the community and giving more to your family.
Okay.
So pretty much, like for what I'm getting from it is that you don't. A lot of people they hit their where they hit like a standstill or they're monotone, and that happens a lot in businesses where you're pretty much just plateauing and you're not growing. And it's like a lot of times it's because people get comfortable in a business or whatnot. So you're telling people always find ways to make themselves not just their business but themselves better, right?
Yes.
They're always looking for that next level, that next thing that sparks that renewing energy. Because I know me personally, in my business, I remember when we first started Bring the Fire, we all had like this spark, this fire to do it. I mean, we worked our butts off day in, day out, always having meetings, thinking about how to be better. And then we've had moments in our business we just kind of like settled. We're making good little money, we're doing okay. And then we needed another little spark to make ourselves, what can we do to hit that next level of greatness?
Yes, and this is one of the things that most of the people that they're in business or they have a successful life, they're always looking what is the next challenge because right now you need to move from your comfort zone. If you are in a situation that you have a good business that you're selling maybe $1 million, $2 million, you have a nice salary, but if you don't think about how you're gonna grow your business, you're done. That doesn't mean you're gonna be out of business, but that doesn't mean that you don't have anything more to look in your life. So the whole situation is how to grow your business, how to make a great business is to always have the next level to find your goals and get the most successful out of you. So you always have to think about it. What should I do next, and how you game plan for the next 5 years? And when that 5 year hits, what is your next 5 years? So you always have something in mind.
Okay. So planning, setting goals is every single book that I've read or a lot of books that I've read talks about goal setting,
Yes.
setting a goal, have a plan of action, and take charge. And I know you mentioned that too, because a lot of people say are in their comfort zone. And so I mean, I think what John and I and a lot of people out there wanted to know is like, how do you find that spark? What what drives people? What out of all your clients, what do you see that drives them? What motivates them to go out there and hustle, work their ass off, and figure out how to become successful? Just keep driving them to moving forward. What do you see from some of your clients?
What I see is the actually American dream. The real American dream is not to own a home. The real American dream is to own your own building and your own business and your own family to be so you can be a successful. If you wake up and you see your wife or you can see your husband and then you have your kids, that is one of usually the greatest motivators for a small business owner, the family. And also the next one is to have a group of people that work for you because now if you see it, I have 10 families that they depends on me. So that's a great motivator because whatever that we help here to other business owners, we also have the 10 employees and the 10 family members that depends on whatever El Triunfo does for them. So that's also is a great motivator. And also I see with the business owner is how they can help their clients or how they can help the consumers to grow their business. So that's usually I see that as a really good motivator. And of course, money always helps.
Yeah, and I heard the saying once before. If your name is not on the building, then you're working for somebody else.
That's correct. And I remember back in the days when I used to pay the rent for the landlord, and now they're all the tenants they're paying the mortgage. That helps.
That's awesome. And besides talking about businesses, sometimes that's all we do.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I think 90% of the time I'm thinking about business. But besides playing soccer, I mean, What else? What else do you do?
I like to enjoy reading.
Reading.
Yeah, and also actually I love audiobooks.
What is it?
Audiobooks.
Audiobooks.
Yeah, that actually helps a lot because you can actually be working and you can start listening to a book. Usually there are books that are 4, 5, 8 hours, and you can literally finish a book in a day.
What do you use? What do you listen to right now?
Right now, I'm listening to this guy Grant Cardone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's just a sales guy and come up with a whole bunch of crazy idea how to be more successful in selling and growing financially and stuff like that.
That guy is crazy, Grant Cardone.
Yes, he's the guy something else. Has a different mentality, and let's see what good are gonna get out of him.
Does it pump you up while you're listening to it?
Yeah, that actually is pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's better than Starbucks. And there are also some other motivational speaker and or some religious or more spiritual speaker. There is one also that try to listen a lot. Is Joe Austin.
Oh, Joe Austin's awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's good. And he also touched a lot of stuff on the business purpose. He's
Yeah.
not just more on the religious. He just said spiritual and also financial advisor at the same time, and how to keep books balanced. Actually, I was listening to that yesterday, and it was pretty cool. It's good stuff.
Who's your favorite personal? Who's your favorite author or, speaker?
On the speaker, actually, Joe Austin can be one of them. Man.
Okay.
He has really good techniques.
Yes.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he is really good. I've listened to. I actually read one of his book and listened to a couple of stuff on YouTube. So definitely an awesome guy. And what do you think doing personal development, personal growth is necessary for to be successful?
Yes, it is so necessary to invest in yourself. And when I say invest in yourself, it's not just you have a really good suit and dress up really nice, and also get educated and get stuff out of you, get out of those comfortable zones. A lot of people spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos or spending a lot of time on direct TV and watching all these different movies and stuff like that. That is not actually helping you. There are some other seminars and stuff that you have to go to and be more present in your personal growth. In my situation, I go many different part of the countries to get trainings in a specific topic in financial, taxes, and insurance and business, and so I can provide a better services and have more knowledge in my area of expertise. This year, I have already planned out many different trips. The very first one is coming Las Bahamas.
For which event?
That's gonna be part of the Into It. Is more focusing
Into It,
on
okay.
yes on the accounting section.
Yes.
And right after that trip, and I have to go to Washington D.C. and that's gonna be focused on the financial services.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then during the summer, it's gonna be another one for taxes. That with a National Association of Enroll Agents. It's really fun to seeing all this bunch of old accountants learning more about taxes. and that's going to be in Las Vegas. So
it's good.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is that a good thing? A bunch of accountants in Las Vegas?
Yeah, you need to see it.
Are you just going there for the after party?
No,
they're sitting at the table, counting the cars, analyzing the numbers.
One thing that I see that in the accounting industry that by 2025 is going to be 75% of the accountants going to be out of business or dead.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you need to see those people. They're walking in with some help, or they're getting in a wheelchair with an oxygen tank next to them, and say, wow. "Man, that means it's gonna be a lot of business for myself here."
So, pretty much what you're saying is that if you're an accountant or you're looking to aspire in the accounting field, it's gonna be a growing field. It's gonna be a need. There's gonna be a scarcity in accountants.
That's correct. So that's why if you're listening to this, if you have your son or daughter or any friends that are trying to jump into the accounting industry, this is the time. Get prepared and get all your license in the CPA or the enroll agent, because it's gonna be a huge market in the years that are coming up. I'm not saying this because I go to those events and see those people that are dying, literally. It's because there's research that can support that.
Okay. And so do you think it's because more people are saying, hey, look, I don't want to work for somebody else. The economy is changing. Things are changing. People are starting to open more businesses. Do you think that's a huge possibility? One of the reasons?
That's one of the reasons, and also there was a lack of time. That the accounting industry was not that desired. It was kind of like a horrible job, but with technology, the whole horrible job changes. Actually, if I was thinking myself, let's say if I born back in the 70s or the 60s, if I was trying to become an accountant in the 80s, that probably was the most difficult situation, trying to do everything by hand with a typewriter, in copy with the carbon paper. So that would be horrible. But now with technology, we have system in place. We're trying to do the less data entry possible, and we transfer from one system to another, and it goes straight to the portal. Now the client can check it out the tax return their phones. They don't actually have to be in my office sitting to get a copy of the tax return, and that helps and also bring a lot of the millennials into the accounting industry. But the seniors accountants, the one that are getting old, getting to retire, they're not buying into it. And so they're dying as the same thing as the PC is dying. So it's time to change. If you don't change, somebody will change you.
Yeah, that's true. That's like that saying goes, if, for things to change, you have to change.
Yes. So we have always to prepare and see how the personal development, that's the key.
And that's I think that's a huge thing. A lot of people are stuck on their own ways of doing things, and one way of doing business, one way of and they don't accept new changes.
That's correct. And you have to be ready to change, or you're going to become a dinosaur, and you know what happened after that.
Exactly. It's like those remember those cell phones, are big Zach Morris phones.
Yes.
People's like, no, I'm not going to get rid of this phone.
Now.
No, now look, you have a little phone that you
It's a
can do.
computer.
You can do everything on the phone, actually.
Yeah. So that's the thing. If you watch the movie Wall Street, the one in the 80s, and you can see that phone right there, it's a classic one. But now I say, what else can you do with a big phone? Or they just hold the door.
Or use it as a weapon, throw it as a brick.
So technology is changing, and same thing as the humans. We are changing. We're facing a new era of the new ideas and new different way how to live this wonderful life. But you have to be prepared. You have to get out of your couch, get out of your comfortable zone, because outside the box, where does the magic happen?
Nice. And then I noticed that you pick Santa Ana as your business location.
Right, the beautiful city of Santa Ana.
I live here too.
Just
And-
because of John Paul lives here, that's why.
And so, I mean, why Santa Ana? Why not like Newport Beach? Because you're doing well. Why not Newport Beach? Why not Irvine, where other businesses are? Or
Santa Ana has something come out of it. When I moved in back in '98 to California, I used to live in New York for about 6 8 months over there, and when I came to visit to my uncle and some family member here in California, says Santa Ana really catch my attention, and why Santa Ana is because it's the heart of Orange County. This is where really the magic happening in Santa Ana. Is that the city is attracting new businesses. The city is attracting more money from outside the United States. Santa Ana is just growing. If I see Santa Ana from back '98 to today, Santa Ana is a totally big community. It's a big city. It's a wonderful city to do business, and plus it's so close to LA. It's less traffic than living in South Orange County, and so I can move really fast from here.
okay, and in not too long ago, we were dabbing the idea of opening a hookah lounge here in Santa Ana, but the laws here, or the city laws, won't allow us to do it. I mean, what are some of the things that I'm not saying that you're going to run for mayor or anything, but but I say
Although I vote for you.
if you were in charge of the city of Santa Ana, I mean, what are some things you can change?
The one thing that I probably say I can change is to fix how much they charge on the business license, because that's a lot of fees they pay the city. There are some things that needs to be done to the city to make it even more successful. There's some helping more the community into how to create more business opportunity. There are big businesses here in the city, and there is some other way how to change that stuff. Helping more on the more soccer fields, or create more parks, or more stuff that are open the city to more people to actually enjoy living and have a city life, not just a regular city. And that's happening right now, part of the downtown Santa Ana. But there is more opportunity to make the city a more metropolitan area than just a regular city.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, DTSA looks really. It's getting a lot better. More business. More. They're it's a different crowd there now
Yes,
to compare to what it was 4 or 5, maybe 6 years ago.
that's correct. It's totally different crowd, but we just don't want to just keep it in downtown Santa Ana. We can take it out the whole city to make it a more like, let's say, New York, San Francisco style. So
Yeah.
you can walk into one place or another. You don't have to drive to get things, and bring more art and bring more events to the city. So they can people enjoy. So actually, we can get the money from the for people who live in Newport Beach or Irvine. So instead of them spending the money over there, they can spend it in Santa Ana.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I when I was living in Santa Ana a few years ago before I got married, man, I used to go downtown Santa Ana a lot.
Yeah.
I love downtown Santa Ana.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But imagine having the whole city to be like that. So you
Yes.
can have more people walking in and have a community of, like, you can see people around. And that's one of the stuff that I miss from New York and also from Ecuador. Like, you can have people walking around and you can see each other instead of just driving cars.
Is Ecuador a big like? John, have you been to Ecuador?
No, never.
I don't think any of us have, except for you.
Yeah.
So I mean, tell us about Ecuador. Like when you say city life, walk around, have fun, going in and out. What does that? How does that like?
Yeah, Ecuador has probably it's a small country. We only are 40 million people there and have different region. One of the most famous one is the Galapagos Island. That's one
Oh, yeah.
region, and the other one
Oh.
is the coast. So you can literally be in one day. You can be in the coast right now. You can be surfing, and then a couple hours later, you can be in the mountains in the Andes.
Wow.
So you can change a totally different change of altitude. Every 100 meters, the weather change.
Really?
As you go up, yes.
You're
If you
kidding.
drive, you can literally go from uh, sea level. You can keep going all the way to 3,000 meters altitude, and the weather
Hmm.
totally changed when you keep going up. And then when you go over the Andes, now you have the jungle. You have the
Wow.
Amazon.
Seriously.
Yeah, so you get all those four regions in one little country.
Oh my gosh. So if you in the Andes you see like Amazon jungle, like I mean like you see exotic animals
Oh, yeah.
and birds.
So actually, the Amazon River started in Ecuador. A lot of people think it's just from Brazil. No, it's actually born in Ecuador.
Really, the Amazon River.
Yes. All these
Wow.
bunch of rivers, they make the huge Amazon River. They cross
Really?
the whole continent from one side to another. So
That's crazy.
Ecuador has a really cool things, and one of the fun part that I like is there is a small town they call Baños.
Uh-huh.
Is
Is Baños a restaurant?
it kind of like that, but actually call it it kind of call it Baños because there is so many rivers that coming by.
Okay.
Oh, that
And
makes sense.
waterfalls.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not because of the restaurants.
No, that's the first thing. Like, oh, if I'm,
I gotta go to the baño.
I got a Baños.
Yeah, but I went with the S, with the plural. And there is people that are coming from all over the world to that little town.
Really?
Yeah, because you can go hiking, you can go mountain climbing, and you can be also an hour away from the jungle. So it's a really cool city. Actually, there is a volcano erupting right there. It's called Tungurahua. I think that was like a couple weeks ago that it was a. So and you
There's
can
a
actually
live,
see,
live volcano.
yeah, live volcano. You can see right there. You don't have to go to Hawaii to see the live volcano. And actually, you can get it's a small bus truck, and it can drive you around, and then you actually can see the volcano. You can go at night. You can see that it's kind of like a tour.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's so affordable.
Wow.
Okay, so
And what's the cost of living in Ecuador?
oh man, the annual, like I said, the monthly income is about $400. So it's
Average income.
average, yeah. So you can live like really, really, really good if you have just your social security check and living there.
Jeez.
Yeah,
okay.
so there's a lot of people from the United States that are moving into Ecuador because of the standard of living is really good, and also we have U.S. dollars, so we don't have any other money exchange.
Really, they use U.S. dollars?
Yes, we changed that about 15 years ago, so it's the same U.S. dollar. You go to the ATM, and the ATM will give you dollars.
Really?
Yeah, that helps a lot. So there is no money exchange, so no risky on changing the pesos or the euros or nothing like that. It will be US dollars.
So if I go there and I wanted to go eat at a restaurant, it won't. It would just say a really fancy, nice steak restaurant. It won't cost me $100, but it'll cost me like $25,
Less $20.
$20.
Sometimes when I go with my family and I can say, "Oh, here's the bill, $40," and the whole family. That helps a lot.
That does help.
You can get a 5-star hotel for $40-$60.
Wow, because one thing I know is like I know a few people that moved to Thailand,
Yeah.
moved to Vietnam, and but they have business over here, but they live there because the cost of living is so inexpensive. Like Thailand, you can live on the beach for $350 a month,
Yeah.
and have a maid come in. So it's similar to Ecuador.
Exactly the same situation. You can have a maid, you can have a chauffeur, you can have a guard outside. So you can have all the services, and you don't have to spend that much money.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's part of a lot of people, they just walk around. They go to the farmers market, and they go to their neighbors. They have more that social life throughout the day. Is something that sometimes we miss here in California.
Yeah. And you say there's the Galapagos Mountain. Oh no, the
Yeah,
upper
Galapagos Island, yes.
I've heard of it. What's so special about the Galapagos Island?
It's so special because back in the days there was a huge research to say how is the evolution changed the whole planet, because there are some animals in one part of the island they walk, but in the other part of the island they swim.
Really?
Yes,
Same.
same animal, same animal. Is one of those things that they have the huge turtles. Have you seen
Yes.
that those huge
Yes.
one on the pictures? Okay, that's the one. They come from the Galapagos Island. They are giant. They're huge, and they see that Charles Darwin when he was doing the research, and they said, okay, so they change part with the evolution. They adapt to the new standard of living. So if they walk over here, they swim on the other side. There's some birds that actually they don't fly; they walk.
Really?
Yeah, so because
Interesting.
they adapt to the community, they adapt to the whole evolution of the planet, and they adapt to the standard of living and the food. So that's part of the whole evolution of the planet.
So it's true that it's very hard to go to the island. You have to really they have to make sure you're like not going there to steal the animals or do anything.
Yes, they really check you, and when you go to the Galapagos Island, they have a priority list who goes there and what time and how long you can spend there. There is no everybody's kind of like if you go here to any resource, you just go in whenever you have time. No, this is you have to reserve it with a good amount of time.
It's expensive, right?
That place is actually expensive because
It's worth it.
It is worth it, and they have really strict system how to keep in place.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It is something that you can't find it any other way on the planet. So it is worth it a trip over there. That's on my bucket list that I make sure I have to go one day.
Okay, so Carlos, how do people find you? Like, how do they find you? How do they contact you?
Oh, they find me in many different ways. One is the website, and the other one is through social media, and also friends or other business owners that pass along my name, or if they see me on TV, that's how they find me. I don't do the standard advertising that you will find me on a magazine and stuff like that. It's more like referral based. We have partnered up with many different banks and different people that are in the community, attorneys, and every time that they need an accountant, they need somebody who to create a business plan or get anything related to their business, they call me.
Okay, so this is what we'll do here. We'll go ahead and put this on the show notes. Your website. You're on Facebook,
Yes.
Twitter.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you will find me.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and put all those on the show notes. And that way someone can actually contact you. And I mean, it doesn't matter where they're doing their business. If they're in Colorado, if they're in Florida, they can still do business with
Exactly, yes. The businesses in the whole United States. And one thing that we have in place is all the business consultation, the first one are always free.
Okay.
So don't wait until you have your business up and running. You should call us before you open your business to make sure you have everything in the right order in the right place.
That's very true, guys. Very true. From experience, I know that's very true. And so we'll go ahead and put that in the show notes. You have any last advice, well, let me ask you, what's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote: "You're born to be a champion."
Okay. And do you have any last advice for everyone out there?
Just make your business as successful starting today. Don't wait until tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. So, guys, this is the BDF podcast number 10. We are out. Unfortunately, Gabriel Hero, and John had to take off a little early. So, with that, guys, we'll see you on the next podcast. Carlos, thank you for having us here.
Oh, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you have any question, you know where to find me.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and put all this information in the show notes. Take care, folks.
Thank you.